on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM.
Welcome to the Sports Circus, live from the AMP.TV studios here in fabulous Las Vegas. I'm your Ringmaster Sal. This segment is brought to you by Cali Vegas, helping people create and host their very own radio, TV, or multimedia talk shows. Cali Vegas can help with everything they need to get out of sitting in hours of traffic and host their very own talk show in their very own studio. For more information, contact Cali Vegas right now at 949-445-1119. That's 949-445-1119. Again, 949-445-1119. Or visit them for more information online at calivegas.com. That's CALI Vegas.com. We have the super applause today because we are joined by a couple of superstars. We have, of course, two-time Super Bowl champion Tyrone Poole and American Ninja Warrior with us. And we also have a very special guest. Tyrone, welcome in to the show, as well as everybody in on our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates, Magic 97.9 FM right here in Las Vegas, Spotify and iHeartRadio, Hotel Television from coast to coast, and AmpTV, AAMP.TV. Guess what, folks? We've got a real treat for you. We have a real treat for you. As a matter of fact, we're going to precede him with this. There it goes. Are you ready? It's live. Anything can happen. And there it was. Listen to this, folks. Winner of the Indianapolis 500, the Daytona 500, Formula One world champion, and the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. He won IndyCar National Championship 4 times and was a 3-time winner at Sebring. Mario Andretti, welcome in to the Sports Circus.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Wow, the list goes on and on, folks. The list goes on and on. Now, Mario won races in sports cars, sprint cars, stock cars, on oval, road courses, drag strips, and even on the dirt as well. Mario, you took 111 checkered flags. That's crazy. It's crazy to even imagine anybody has the time to do that in their lifetimes. And, of course, a career that stretched 5 decades. You had the driver of the decade, driver of the quarter century, and that's the decade for the 60s, 70s, 80s, and also the AP named Mario Andretti, for all those that have been living under a rock for the last 100 years, the driver of the century on top of it. Crazy stuff. All right, Mario, if I keep reading your accolades, we're going to have to go to commercial break. Welcome in.
Well, as you can see, I've been very blessed for sure in my career to have been able to go to have technically a good 40 years as an active driver. So I sort of survived through some very critical decades of the 60s, 70s specifically, where safety was certainly not what we're enjoying today in the sport. And dodged many bullets, and so there's a lot of luck involved, and somebody upstairs looking after me, of course. And then again, just the love of the sport, the passion, burning passion to drive a race car is what drove me every weekend, every week, throughout my career. And a lot of people, good people around me. A lot of people don't realize how much of a team sport motor racing really is, because, the driver is at the forefront, but at the same time, I equated the driver is a quarterback, but unless you have the proper team around you, receivers, a good defense and all of that, every aspect of it working for you, you cannot perform. And so, again, a lot of people that I'm indebted to throughout my career, no question. But again, I've just been so driven and enjoyed every minute of it, where I'm still doing some driving. I drive with a two-seater. I take some people around. Tyrone, if you're around at one of our races, I'll take you around as well.
What about me?
Oh, well, you too. Okay, Sal. All right, you can jump in.
I tell you what, man, Mr. Andretti, to have you on the show.
Call me Mario.
Mario, with all of the free agency and trades and athletes dropping in to different teams, I feel like Sal and I are like privileged to have you dropping in, and I hope we sign you to a long-term deal and bring you out of retirement so we can continue to have you on the show. But I just want to know this: being an athlete, Sal's an athlete, played baseball, we're all athletes. When I first put on that helmet for the team that drafted me, and I went out there on that field for the first time, I was so excited. I'm like, I forgot the doggone defensive play call from the huddle. When you first put on your helmet to go around that track for the first time, what did it feel like? Was there anything that you're like, oh, I forgot to do this or do that? Or what was that feeling like?
Well, all of the things that you have probably mentioned, I mean, the suspense and the fact that you really don't know, am I really going to be able to do this? Because, again, the first time is always the first time. And but, at the end of the day, just thankful for the opportunity, because I was always so driven, and I wanted it so bad that I just couldn't wait for that real moment, the magic moment that it was real. And again, after that, it just got better, and you won more and more and more. I was so lucky, and this is a matter of record. I won my very first race, and along my career, I've been able to duplicate some of that in different disciplines. Where my first experience in Formula One, I was on pole, and so on and so forth. So, and it's just those moments, where you're trying something for the first time, and it's so important, and somehow it comes off the best way possible. Oh my goodness, and then from there you accept nothing less. You know how it is. Once you start winning, you don't want to finish second anymore. You know what I mean? So you're always driven. You have, you don't need to be motivated. The motivation comes natural, because you know how incredible it is, the feeling of winning, how precious that is. So, again, it never got old for me from the very first race, competitive race, to my very last. I just look forward to it so much. Again, my love for driving, it was never lost, and I felt that I was learning something right to my very last race. I always kept an open mind, and I always wanted to try to improve. Never felt that I really ever arrived. Now I know everything. Hell no, just the opposite. Still there's something more to learn. And a lot of it is because you're always thrown in with the different equipment that has different capabilities and all of that. So you have to try to master that. A race car is like a wild animal. It's, a wild animal can kill you. So if you're a trainer, you want to make that animal purr. So a race car, you want to make the race car just respond to your command, your movements, to give you back that, okay, I have control of it. And all of that. These are all challenging aspects that they just, just keep you I want more.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you a question. Folks, we're here with Mario Andretti, 111-time champion, by the way. So Mario, take about 30 seconds and talk about the difference between driving on pavement versus dirt. We think of those like the Fast and Furious movies and so forth when they're drifting in Tokyo and whatnot. Could you kind of have that same effect on dirt? Take about 30 seconds to talk about that, if you will.
Well, that's the beauty about our sport. Our sport has different disciplines, at the top level. And each car or each circumstance, like whether it's dirt or a paved oval or a road course, different situations are thrown at you and a different style, different technique. And these are all challenges that you either embrace or you run away for and just specialize in one area. I was curious about, seeing just what everybody's doing. And that's what really kept me going, all those years, because there's a point where you can even become bored to some degree. But the beauty of the sport, as I say, the dirt is something very special. You talk about there, you're controlling the car, not only with the steering wheel, but with throttle as well, because you're always sliding the car. And, okay, so what benefit does that come to you later on when you're in another discipline? I felt that by learning that type of car control, it helped me in road racing with the wet races. And the reason for that is because on the dirt tracks, conditions change almost every other lap because, the grip level moves around the corner. So you have to try to find it. You use a different line. And on the wet races, it's the same thing. Almost every lap, things dry up more and whatever. And it teaches
Mario,
you. So, yes.
Mario, hold that thought, Mario. I want to pick up on this when we come back from break. We're going to go to break right now for just a few minutes. Folks, don't go anywhere. Back here with Mario Andretti, a 111-time champion and 2-time Super Bowl champion, Tyrone Poole.
Legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's abtrustco.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. This is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it on air that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. You can call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. Pacific here on AMP TV or stream the show live at thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus, so we prove it every day. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from the AMP.TV studios here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's AAMP.TV. This segment brought to you in part by Legal Shield, providing legal protection and peace of mind. Legal Shield can help with traffic tickets, speeding tickets, if you will, texting and driving, DUIs, court appearances, estate planning, even contracts given to people they don't understand, plus a whole lot more. For more information, contact Legal Shield at 213-245-1305. That's 213-245-1305. Again, 213-245-1305, or visit them online at nocourt.us. That's nocourt.us. And a big welcome back to everybody listening in on Magic 97.9 FM right here in Las Vegas. Our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. Talk 1490 WIRB down in Alabama and Florida, as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio, Hotel Television from coast to coast, and again, AMP TV. Folks, we are joined here by a very special couple of guests here. Of course, one of them would be 111-time champion Mario Andretti, and two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior Tyrone Poole. We got a packed house today. Welcome back, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us back for another segment.
Yes, sir. All right, so, hey, Mario, in the last segment, I had asked you what it was like in the difference between the dirt track and the pavement, and I had made that comment because I wanted you to talk a little bit about controlling the car on that slide, which you started to before you ran out of time in the last segment, because I was thinking about that movie, that Tokyo Drift movie, when the guys are driving in a parking garage, and it's not really for speed, it was for everything else. Please continue.
Well, the thing that actually I found interesting by moving from discipline to discipline in our sport, I always learned something that connects with the other side. In other words, there's a complexity to it. And so by experiencing all these different aspects, your dimension, just expands. And you talk about, okay, you want me to equate, for instance, what do you learn from dirt track racing to road racing? That's so different. Yet, what I learned and what benefited me was on road courses, that I learned to search for grip and learn car control that I learned during during my dirt track days. So again, it just somewhere along the line you benefit. You expand your skill level, and always found that fascinating, quite honestly. But I wouldn't have done a thing different in my career, from that standpoint. I think I derived the biggest satisfaction out of not just moving off of my specialty, which it was always single-seaters, either IndyCars or Formula One, open wheel, open cockpit, but going into sports cars, stock cars, the dirt racing and all of that, I just, and be able to win in those categories, that's what gave me the most, the most satisfaction that I could have ever expected.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear about the dirt track and the pavement. But we have a question from those who are listening to us, and you're such a great role model and icon, Mr. Andretti. And I can't help but say, Mr. Andretti, forgive me, that just respect. You're your icon. So, but a couple of questions. One question is, with the evolution of the open wheel racing from when you drove 3 decades ago, and you won the Indy 500 and the Formula One championships, to the present day with the advance in safety and technology put into the cars. Is there any changes to the sport that you believe has helped the sport improve? And is there something from the past that you would like to see brought back into the open wheel racing?
That's a good question, actually, Tyrone. The thing about, I think the biggest gain that the sport has received over the years was the safety aspect, because, all of us drivers, we want to be able to race the next day. If you have an accident or something, and I think it took a while for the sanctioning bodies to sort of start addressing that vigorously enough. But nowadays, I'll give you, for instance, quickly. In the 60s and 70s, us drivers had probably the chance of retiring on our own terms was maybe 30%. Today it's probably 99 or 98.9% because of the safety aspect, and that's huge. So the safety was one thing. Now, technology evolved, and what it did, it gave the driver more tools to work with. That's why, we've gotten faster, because we got, our arms around the aerodynamics aspect, downforce, which gives you cornering speed and all that. So again, but I always said, however, that some of the cynics today in our sport, they'll say, oh, well, the drivers of the past, look what they were facing. They were real gladiators and all that. And I'll say this, and I'll say it, and I know it's true, that yesterday's champions will be today's champions. It's all about taking whatever is under you, whatever you're driving, to the limit. And that's a driver's job, no matter what kind of tools you have at your hand, that's a driver's job. And again, technology expects you to go faster because you have more tools, that's all. But you're only going faster because the car is capable. In 30 years ago, you went slower because that's all the car was capable of doing. You were still stressed out. You were still at the limit of what the car could give. And after that was disaster. So again, the human element is still the most important thing. And with all the technology that's available today, potentially you could make a car to be, with traction controls and all those things. But a lot of these things are not available. They're trying to keep the driver in control more than, like on say, or even the standing starts. You don't have traction control. The traction control is how you deal with your throttle and all that. So they're keeping it even still at the sport level, keeping a lot of things in the driver's hands. So motor racing, again, has dealt with all of these improvements in a very, very good way, responsible way, and interesting way. So again, we're the sport is very strong throughout the world, as you know, and only because it has something to offer, for sure.
Yeah, and you mentioned something, take it to the limit. I can just hear that being a song right now. Take it to the limit. So right now I'm quoting you already. So are you aware that in music and movies, just like you just made a statement, that there are people quoting you from, things that you've said? Do you hear that? Do you recognize that people are quoting you?
Yeah, I recognize that. I mean, as you know, we have certain responsibilities, I suppose, because if you don't say the correct things, you're going to be bring the attention to it and all of that. but there's also a degree of, like I said, you feel, I don't know, it's, I just don't find a word, but it's a compliment, I should say, in many ways. Sometimes when people gives you the sense of approval, on especially, when you talk about your career, or that some things that you say, a quote and all of that. I always say that one of the quotes that actually is repeated many, many times for me is, if everything seems under control, you're just not going fast enough. Well, when we were writing, a book back in 1994, the author asked me, says, explain to me what qualifying in the race, for a race in a race car, what is that all about? And the only way I could explain it was that, if everything seems under control, you're just not going fast. You have to be right at the edge of disaster to be able to obviously set a record or something like that. Well,
right.
That applies in business as well.
Yeah.
You see, so I get that quote is, has been repeated in other circles, not just sport.
That's good stuff.
Life is competitive, in that way, if you have that ambition.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hey, listen, Mario, we're gonna go to break here in just a moment, and when we come back, we're gonna take a couple of more questions from some of the people that are listening in as well. Folks, back here with a 111-time champion Mario Andretti and 2-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior Tyrone Poole. We got a packed house tonight.
To the
and
limit.
folks, you don't want to go anywhere. Lots more to come here on the Circus. Back in a few.
Take it to the limit.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. This is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it out here that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. You can call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. Pacific here on AMP TV or stream the show live at thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from the AMP.TV studios here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's AAMP.TV. An important message for consumers, business owners, and managers for information on the best high-speed internet, satellite TV, cell phone service, identity protection, home and business security automation, credit card processing, plus savings on electricity and gas bills. Contact 702-799-9935 right now. 702-799-9935. For information, again, on smart savings for homes and businesses, 702-799-9935, or learn more at safelyspend.com. That's safelyspend.com. All right. Back here with two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior Tyrone Poole, as well as 111-time champion, 4-time IndyCar national champion, 52 IndyCar victories, 12 Formula One victories, plus a Formula One world champion, Daytona 500 winner, Indy 500 winner, Mario Andretti. The list goes on and on. We'd have to go to commercial break again if I read the entire list. Welcome back.
I know.
Thank you, Sal.
All right. All right, so one of our viewers here on AMP TV and Hotel Television had asked about songs and music. And I think you've been featured, you said 13 songs you've been mentioned and books and films and so forth. And he wants to know a little bit more about going fast, being fast. Is it an everyday thing? Is that how you live? Is that how you do it?
Well, that's really been my adult life, pretty much. And, the sport warrants that. That's these are all the challenges that I look forward to, and it's work that I just look forward to every single day, every single time. How many people look forward to going to work, for one thing? Well, I did, always, because I just truly love what I wanted to do. So, so good life.
Yeah. And
good life,
I know
fun stuff.
Fun stuff, exactly. It seems like a lot of people try to get in touch with you, Mario. When I'm, football, and I heard you say you drive fast, you do certain things because that's your mentality. And I know playing sports, football, my mentality was always train hard, be passionate. Every time I stepped out on the field, sometimes it seemed like when I was eating at my own house, it seems like I was passionate and I had to win to see who's going to be the first to finish the dinner. But there are times when I really want to just chill back and just become human, because sometimes I play games. Is there something that you would do to ease your mind, to get away from the fast lane and let me get over here to the slow down, the turtle pace lane and just smell the roses? Was there anything you did that caused you to slow down a little bit in life?
Are you kidding? No way.
No way.
I mean, no way. Even as a family, we just love to recreate and always something. I mean, we're competitive in everything. With my own kids, Mike and Jeff and Barbie, the girl, playing tennis. Whether we're water skiing, whatever we're doing, we always, want to compete. I have a place, property up in the Poconos. I have a lake, and I have every toy imaginable, to play with. and everything is fast. I have race boats. I have, we just, that's what I enjoy. That's my life, and you like to sit back at night or something like that, I have a glass of wine and all that. But at the same time, I just love that. I love that, competition, even between us. There's always something, we want to do better. I want to do better. My kids want to beat the old man, all of that I think is very healthy.
I agree with that. So you're like me. I had to ask that question because sometimes there are the basic people who they say you got to smell the roses, but I'm the type of person, I'm like, I'll smell the roses after I go across the finish line. So you're like me. I take it that you cut the kids, no slack. I don't cut my son, 13 years old. He's still, to this day, I'm challenging him. I'm 48. He's 13. I'm challenging him every day. So I get it. Where you're coming from. They got to earn
smell
it.
the roses. We smell the roses going fast.
Yeah. If there's enough roses, if you didn't run them over, absolutely.
If the petals stay on the stem.
Right. I don't give anybody a break. I don't care if I'm playing my 4-year-old niece at the time I'm playing her Chutes and Ladders. I'm going to win, and I want to win big. I don't want anybody to think that I gave him a free ride. Oh, no. That's just the whole thing. That's how I look at it. Look, if you're going to win, be a winner. You're not going to be a phantom champion of sorts because somebody gave you a participation trophy or some crap like that.
Well, that's fun.
Got to earn it. Earn it.
All right. So, hey, let me ask you, Mario, you did mention about stopping and having a glass of wine. Of course, you're in the wine business as well. Tell everybody about that.
Well, we have a winery in Napa Valley. Yes, we've been at it for like 23 years now, and there's so much pride involved in that business because of there's nothing more delicate than your palate, and there's something that is part of the good things in life, things you can enjoy, things that are good for you, and again. I just love that Napa Valley, of course, is like a paradise for that. And that's part of the things that have been, a big enjoyable part of my life.
So now I noticed on a video that you were walking through a wine cellar, your wine cellar at home, I believe it was. It could hold, 5,000 bottles, but you had one from 1924. Tell me about that.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, it's actually Margot. I'm waiting now so it ages just a little bit more before I open it. But I along the way, I've had a broker and I was able to buy some existing wine cellars, some from different properties that especially if you have somebody that's dying, if you will, and then they and so anyway, I was able to secure some really interesting wines over the years, among others, and I have so much many I have great French wines and Italian wines especially, and things that are right there to enjoy. Believe me, I what I open during the holiday, especially for special occasions, believe me, you lick your chops.
All right, folks, we're here with Mario Andretti, 111-time champion. Tyrone, go ahead, take it over.
Well, hey, I got one more I want to say. Are we closing out? Because I got one more question. You want me to take it over?
Yeah, a few minutes.
Okay.
Make it a quick one.
All right, real quick one. Mario, if with all the great things that you're doing, the icon that you are, if you were placed in witness protection, what name would you give yourself to keep yourself secluded from people knowing who you were?
Guido. What name?
Yes, what name? If you're in witness protection, you
Call me Guido.
Guido.
Guido, where would you be living?
Oh, where would I be living? Oh.
Yeah, that's your name. That's your name, but also the second part of it is where would you be living?
Oh, in Belize.
Ah.
Yeah.
What a glorious place. What a glorious place. Folks, if you don't know where Belize is, Sonar, tell everybody where Belize is.
Well, it's just off the coast of South America.
It's beautiful stuff. Yeah, and in fact, Belize is home to the second largest coral reef in the world. First one being, of course, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia. But Belize is wonderful, and it's one of those Central American countries where, folks, in case you don't know, if you think you have to speak Spanish, actually you don't, because their national language is English.
Okay, if I have a second choice,
What was that? What was that second choice? The second choice? Well, I want to be, yeah. Now, what's that second choice? Say it again.
Sorrento.
Wow.
Sorrento.
I need to come hang with you, Mario. So if you need protection, call on me. Okay, I'll come protect you. Just to hang out and sip some of the wine.
Right. He's the American, not Mario, he's the American Ninja Warrior on top of being a two-time champion. So this guy can certainly handle himself.
That's right. Right. There you go. But you know what I would like to do, though? I would love to drive a race car. Now, during my birthdays, I have a certificate to go to the Atlanta Motor Speedway to go around the track, but I never have taken it. But I want to share a quick story about speed. I love speed. I think when I was a sophomore in my second year in the NFL, I had a 300ZX. It would go like 160 is what they had on the dashboard. And for the first time, I made that car go 160, and the Cedo telegram poles go by so fast. I'm like, whoa, you talking about adrenaline flowing? So I want to go around the track one time. And Mario, I would love to be in the car with you to go around that track just to see how fast it really feels.
Well, join the driving experience. Have a driving experience. They will take you to Atlanta, actually. They have sessions there, so and you can drive yourself even. So,
yes.
All right.
You're welcome.
Guys, we're going to be back here in a few minutes with Mario Andretti and Tyrone Poole. A whole bunch of championships on the table back around the circus. Don't go anywhere. Lots more to come.
Do you have any questions about legal issues? Have you ever been stopped by a police officer and issued a ticket that you're scared to deal with? Have you ever been in trouble with the law and don't know what to do? Do you have a will or power of attorney question? Is your home being foreclosed upon and you don't know where to turn? Maybe you were given a contract that you don't understand. For freedom and a worry-free solution, call for Legal Shield today at 213-245-1305. It's that simple. You will have access to high-quality law firms that will fight for you for less than $1 a day. Peace of mind is just a call away. That's for Legal Shield. Call 213-245-1305 or visit us at nocourt.us. It's justice for all and not justice for some. Are you a small business owner or pursuing the dream of starting your own company? Do you know where to start or how to grow that existing business? The American Business Trust Company has the answers you need. The American Business Trust Company can help you with startup capital, business strategy, sales and marketing, and establishing your company with a physical location or on the internet. You decide. You bring the idea, the American Business Trust Company can help with the rest. For a free evaluation, you may visit them online at abtrustco.com. That's ABTRUSTCO.com or call them at 657-600-1876. That's the American Business Trust Company, 657-600-1876. Call them today. They can help your business right away. This is Sal Tuzzolino, host and ringmaster of the Sports Circus. Why listen to the same old dog and pony show that you've heard all day long? The Sports Circus covers everything that other shows don't or are too scared to cover. There's no primetime show like it out here that'll punch you in the mouth and you'll beg for more. You can call in and participate with our chaos if you dare. Join me and celebrity guests for Havoc and Mayhem weekdays at 5 p.m. Pacific here on AMP TV or stream the show live at thesportscircus.com. Remember, folks, it's a circus and we prove it every day. So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Welcome back to the Sports Circus. I'm your Ringmaster Sal, live from the AMP.TV studios here in fabulous Las Vegas. That's AAMP.TV. Folks, make sure you check out the Sports Circus for our upcoming guests, our prior guests, our podcast, and also our partners. Some really good partners in there. One of them is the College of Southern Nevada Athletics. Make sure you check them out at csncoyotes.com for any upcoming games and special events as well. And a big welcome back to everybody listening in on Magic 97.9 FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and our CBS, NBC, and Fox Sports affiliates from coast to coast. Those watching on Hotel Television and AMP TV, AAMP.TV. Back here with Tyrone Poole, two-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior, and 111-time champion and 24-time Hall of Famer, Mario Andretti. Welcome back, Mario.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
24 Halls of Fame. I've got to ask you this. Out of the different Halls of Fame, I mean, that's a lot of inductions. It's kind of like, oh, but hey, I get to get into another Hall of Fame. I mean, most people would dream of being even on the ballot for one, let alone 24. What is the most treasured Hall of Fame that you're in?
Well, probably the International, excuse me, the International Hall of Fame, and there's another one actually that it's brand new. It was for the sanctioning body, world sanctioning body in Paris, the FIA, which has sanctioned all the major motor racing events around the world. And I was inducted in that. Was the last year, I think it was. So you know, they're everyone obviously has a special meaning, no question. But you know, that's the ultimate, I think, a compliment that's paid to you by being inducted in any Hall of Fame. Quite honestly, it's something you never expect. You don't really work toward that. You don't even have that on your mind. But you know, when it happens, you know, it's something that it's precious, no question.
Excellent. Go ahead, Tyrone.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a little personal. You know, I know Sal, athlete, you're an athlete. I keep continue to bring it up because a lot of people feel like we as athletes don't enjoy life. We don't ever sit down to breathe. But I want to ask, what is a television show that you secretly like to watch?
Only watch the news. You know,
that's a show. Sometimes they put on shows just to get people to tune in.
Right now I'm watching The Good Doctor.
The Good Doctor.
The Good Doctor. It's interesting. Actually, the gentleman that's playing the role, what was his name? Anyway, he's doing a phenomenal job, and I got to meet him, you know, over the phone. Actually, he was doing one of my inductions. You know, he sort of had a short video about it, congratulating me, and he made me a real fan. So that's the show that I'm watching at the moment.
Wow. Hey, let me ask you real quick. Actually, we have a question that came in off the chat box from those watching on AMP TV. Real quick, Tyrone, then jump in afterwards. Somebody had asked, of course, what your favorite car was. And of course, the only thing that I can think of in my brain, of course, is going to be Ferrari. But what is it?
Well, Ferrari is certainly one of them. It's that changes with me because I'm always up for the latest and greatest, as far as what is available. And nowadays, as a car guy, there's so much choice. There's so many great things out there with all the bells and whistles that are available. And so it's whatever your heart's content, to go for. I'm not going to tell you which car because I don't really want to influence you directly, but you're mentioning the right things. The sports cars. I'm a car guy, so I treat myself with sports cars. Whether whether it's a Corvette, the latest, or a Ferrari or Lamborghini. I just I've had all of those.
Yeah, those are all nice cars.
Tyrone, you have those in Tyrone, you have those in your garage, don't you?
Yeah, right about now, being 48, I'm kind of like, I like the laid back. Give me the Rolls Royce. Give me the, when it comes to motorcycles, I don't want the fast one. Give me the Harley. Let me just sit back and run. I don't want anything too fast now. Those days are gone. But I got to say this. I got to ask this question here, Mario. Now, I ran track and field. You go around a circle. Now, when I ran anything more than one time around that track, it seems like the track, okay, did I just pass this spot? So to keep my focus going around the track, I had to look at different parts of the track and try to say, okay, the 200-meter mark. When I get here, I'm going to look for the big diamond. When I get to the 300-meter mark, I'm looking for the small diamond. When you go around that track so many times, was there something that you would do to keep you focused so that the track would not get so boring going around and around and around and around?
Believe me, Tyrone, at speed, you never get bored. And but the point is, as a driver at speed, you want to hit your marks. It's so important because that gives you the performance. There's only one way that's the quickest. You know that. And yes. Even on track and field, that you're trying to shorten the track as much as possible. And in motor racing, the same way. But you have the car. The car has to talk to you. How does the car behave through the corner? And you change your line. But you're always searching for the quickest way around. And never, ever gets boring. Trust me. You should try sometimes.
Now, that boring, you actually cleaned it up for me. That boring was not a word, maybe not a good word to use, but like you said, hitting your marks, because that is something that you have to do in track and field. Same thing like you said in auto racing. It's a circle, but you have to hit your mark. If you're going to run the 400 meters, you have to be over at the 200 meters at a certain time in order to run that particular race at that time that you're trying to run. So I agree with that 100%. That's why I brought up the analogy of, or the similarity of track and field and auto racing.
Folks, we're here with Mario Andretti, 111-time champion, and Tyrone Poole, 2-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior. Go ahead, Tyrone. I want you to ask the next question because we have to get into this real quick because we're sort of running on time here.
Well, again, I my questions are kind of like, with this last question, Talladega Nights. We've all Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby. If you're not first, you're last. Now, you mentioned taming the animal. When it comes to motorsport driving, racing. When there's a scene in Talladega Night where Ricky Bobby lost his confidence and his dad puts a cougar in the seat, and he said he got to get his fear back. Is that something really that you have to do? Do you ever lose your focus? Do you ever lose it as a race car driver, motorsport driver, where you have to regain that fear? You had to put a cougar in the front seat?
Well, I never had a cougar put next to me. One time they tried to put an elephant. No, not really. But again, there are always times when you have a doubt in yourself, perhaps, but and which is this, it's nature. You're always you're always wrestling with things, but at the same time, fear never entered with me, because yes, you have to have concern about things and possibilities, but if you have fear, you're danger to yourself and you're danger to the rest of the people around you. So fear does not play in our business. You got to be responsible and know that the risks are ahead, and try to foresee potential problems. But if you have a specific fear of being there, you do not belong. So that's something that never entered my mind.
Let me ask you a question, Mario. Talk about the racing experience. Take a minute and tell everybody about your racing experience, how people can ride in that car with you on a bunch of different tracks.
Yeah. Well, the racing experience is, again, it's designed to give the individual, you can drive yourself, and you have an instructor that'll be on the radio to pretty much tell you what to do after you go through a classroom. You have certain rules you have to adhere to. But again, you're on your own, or you can ride. We have a 2-seater there that you can ride behind the driver. Sometimes, I'm there myself and experience a much higher speed, because I don't, when I drive, I don't have a limit. When you're driving for safety reasons, there is a certain limit, just basically. And every time you do it again, you go faster and faster. We want to make sure that you totally enjoy the experience, you enjoy it as safely as possible.
Now, I remember seeing the video with you with the young lady that was in the car with you. And of course, as the car gets very close to the wall and you're going 200 miles an hour, and she's almost white knuckle, just like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. That's got to be one heck of an experience. Tyrone, I think that's something that you and I need to do before we even consider jumping into the car and driving 160 or 180 ourselves, and just go with a pro who's done this a million times. I have no idea how many laps you've actually run. How many, just in your estimation, have you done 1 million laps in your life, Mario?
It's hard to say, that's interesting, because I've thought about that many times. I said, if I could have just kept track of many laps I've done on any racetrack, overall, probably even surprised myself. But in all the years, not just the racing, but the testing as well, it's in the millions, no question.
That's crazy. Yeah. All right, Mario, we're kind of running on time here. Tell everybody how they can follow you, and basically take a minute and do that, and then we're going to be out of here, young man.
Yeah, well, I'm on Twitter. On Twitter, it's at Mario Andretti, and if you want to get on us on Facebook, and Instagram, it's Andretti Mario, and MarioAndretti.com is our website. It's got a load of information.
All right. That's fantastic. Mario, thanks so much for joining us today,
Thank
folks.
You, Mario.
111-time champion, racing legend, and probably the best racer on the planet, Mario Andretti. Thanks for joining us today, along with Tyrone Poole, 2-time Super Bowl champion and American Ninja Warrior. Wow, we had a great show today. And folks, make sure you come back again tomorrow for yet another episode. Thanks for everybody joining us, and we'll see you next time right here on your favorite station. So long, everyone.
Bye.
So, you want to be in show business. Do people tell you that you're really funny, you have a great personality, and you should have your own talk show? Many of us have been told that, but we don't know how to get started. It's easier than you think. Let the pros at Cali Vegas give you a free talent evaluation. Call 949-445-1119 and learn how quickly you can create, produce, and host your very own talk show. Imagine not having to sit in traffic every day, commuting back and forth to the same old boring job. Get started in television or radio today with your free talent evaluation from Cali Vegas. Call 949-445-1119 or visit them online at calivegas.com. Make your dream come true today and create your new career and learn how to become a television or radio star with the help of Cali Vegas. 949-445-1119. Call now.
Psst. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Do you know where you are? Well, you've done it now. You're listening to KCAA Loma Linda, your CNBC news station. So